My name's Dana. I've been a CPA for about 18 years, and I'd like to share with you a situation about a gentleman that worked in our office, and he was the CFO. Brilliant guy. He's very smart. He's a great CFO as far as the numbers go. He's great at insight. He's good at, forecasting. All that side of things, he's great. But on the people side, not so much. He calls it the Chicago syndrome. And so basically what happens is he flies off the handle at anything that happens. I've seen several people leave the company because of that are great people. Because there's some people that they cannot separate taking situations personally when it has nothing to do with them. And so he's been with the company for about 5 years, and we've lost several good people. But rather than getting rid of him, they've worked with him to try to, to tell him, hey, this isn't how we do things here. We respect each other. We don't call each other on the carpet for no reason. And most of all, when you're working with a team, like for the CFO, when he's working with the controller, and he's with the president, you can't belittle that person in front of the president. And so that is one of the things that they've really just called him on the carpet on it, and he's done a great job of coming back and actually understanding his weakness, and he's gotten better at it, and turnover has declined due to that. And this is what we did to help him out so that we could retain what we could see was a great CFO, just didn't have the people skills that were required in our company. Our company's we have a lot of teamwork, we all work together, and yeah, we will point out what people do wrong, but you don't make it personal. And so what we did with him is the people who worked with him worked with the HR department, made it known what the problems are. We also talked to him personally because he's a great guy and said, do you even realize what you're doing here? So just through several steps of making him aware of how he, presented himself to people and what he was doing to the staff as far as making it not a fun place to work. And when I first approached him, I had a gentleman who worked for me that was an amazing employee. But if you'd say anything to him, if you presented it in a not soft way, he would take it personally, think he was doing a terrible job, and want to leave the company. So when I approached the CFO about it, and I said, hey, you cannot do this to this guy. He has no confidence now. He doesn't think he's doing a great job. And he couldn't even believe that he had that effect on that employee. So he never did that to that employee again, and it's worked great ever since. And so I just don't think he realized what he was doing. His feelings have been hurt. They no longer think they're doing a great job because they think the CFO doesn't like him, yells at him all the time. One of the things that our CFO did is he did confront the people that he had treated this way and said, hey, didn't realize I was doing this. Hey, it's not going to happen again. Let's just work together on this. And he was very professional about it. It was just a situation he didn't understand what kind of effect he had on people.
Did he apologize?
He did apologize.
He did, fantastic.
Yes.
So he actually said...
Yeah, he said, I'm sorry if I hurt you in any way. That was not my intent. It was just my reaction. So it had nothing personally to do with him, and that is how he presented it to him. The CFO is still in our office. We haven't had any turnover now for about 3 years, and he has made a big difference. Occasionally, he still gets, the Chicago side comes up, but we all understand it, we overlook it, and understand that, he means well, and he's a great guy. Oh, regarding the Chicago syndrome, that's what he named it himself. He came from Chicago. He'd worked there for a long time, and apparently they do things a little different in Chicago than we do in Denver. And so he said that it was a mellower version, but he would work on it. And he often jokes and says, well, I guess I'll have to start doing things the Denver way and be nice to people. And so that's where it all came from.